Welcome back to all our beloved audience on our show, Lies on Engineering, where we talk about today's engineering situation based on what we see and what we learned for the past years. For today's topic, we have a case study event that happened in the mid-80s. Without wasting any more time, let's today's panel, Prof. Dr. HAZIM from Wayne State University, IR Dr. HASAN Mechanical Engineering Professor in UKM, IR Dr. DANIAL Civil Engineering Professor in UKM, and Prof. Dr. AININ Deputy Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Build Management in UKM. Explain further about what's wrong about this event and what we can learn about this event. From what I know, this case was known for its betrayal of a leader from a big company that served military equipment back then, which was AININ. Without further ado, let's have our first speaker, Dr. HAZIM, to explain what is actually happened before this event become more trendy than it realized, until it become one of the most studied cases in engineering.
Thank you, Ms. AINUL, our moderator for today. Well, I wouldn't put it as a betrayal situation, but I would say that this case is about responsibilities and how thoughtful a leader can be. So in this case, a company called Alpha Electronic had signed another contract with an East European company that had a reputation for stealing patented devices and also doing businesses with terrorist organizations. In this case, Alpha Electronic didn't care about public or society, since there was no guarantee about who is the East European company would be selling the devices to, and how they would end up being used. So therefore, Sam, as a thoughtful and responsible leader, really take into account about all those aspects and decided to halt the project, although he realized about all the consequences and also he might lose his job.
Okay, so that's how it actually happened to the leader. He's not a bad guy, as we know, for betrayal, but he is a hero, an unsung hero that protects civilians from putting out foot on one of the dangerous landmines if the patent were given to the wrong people. But what is the consequences after what he did? So let's have Dr. HASAN, Dr. DANIAL, but pros and cons of his actions.
Okay, thank you, moderator. As we know, Sam took matter into his own hand without any foreknowledge of his decision would be viewed by his company upper management, board of directors, or fellow workers, and whom were also the company holders. From my point of view, the pro of his action is keeping the company names good. This is because through his action, Alpha Electronic legally produced the devices for NATO countries instead of the Eastern European company which known to be business with terrorist organization. Said that the benefit of global corporate citizenship, it helped keep the public welfare safe. This is because there was no guarantee regarding whom the Eastern company is selling the devices and how they will end up. Possibly can be used for a terrorist attack with being a threat to the public welfare. This is all for me, thank you.
Thank you, moderator. I will now elaborate on the disadvantage of the case stated. In doing the right thing, sometimes there are consequences we must be responsible for. A quote from Oscar Wilde, "No good deed goes unpunished." When Sam decided to stop the manufacture of the electric mines, he did so based on his instinct and without consent from his supervisor and higher-ups. Therefore, he should expect to get punished for his actions. Some of the things that might happen to him due to his actions are: first, he might get fired due to breaking the code of conduct, which was the standard set in his company that he worked for. Second, his actions might ruin his company's image, therefore makes his company lose potential partnerships and sponsorships, which then results in the company losing a lot of profit. That is all from me, thank you.
Well, that is very unfortunate for him, losing his career and reputation after he did save people's lives. So now, Dr. AININ, what is the lesson learned or impact from this case study based on ethics course in engineering?
Okay, thank you, moderator. Now I will talk about the impact or lesson learned from this case study. We knew that Alpha Electronic has disobeyed an etiquette, which is etiquette number 1.1. The engineers, in the fulfillment of their professional duties, shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of public. In this case, Alpha Electronic did not care about public, since there was no guarantee how the East European firm would use the project for. Alpha Electronic should be more considerate about public safety, health, and welfare, and decline the contract offer from East European firm. Fortunately, Sam cared and halted this dangerous project. Anyhow, we still need to take into consideration on what should those companies do to prevent disobeying the etiquettes in the future. Firstly, Alpha Electronics and NATO should correct or repair the agreement to determine whether the project can be used again with other companies or not. This step is intended to make sure that the project is exclusive to NATO, as Alpha Electronics should agree with each European firm that they will not use the project for criminal or any violence. In this way, we can prevent the misuse of the project. Lastly, Alpha Electronics should have more understanding of public safety by joining the seminar or training. That's all from me, thank you.
Well, now we know what was this Alpha Electronic and SIM case was all about. Thank you to all our panel students for spending their precious time with us to tell more about engineering case study we can learn from the past years. Thank you all. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone.